Is he serious about you or just stringing you along? If you're tired of guessing where you stand with a man, this video is for you. I am going to reveal the fastest 7 ways to expose a man's intentions so you won't waste your time and you'll get real answers, starting right now. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Keeping It Real with Kiaundra. I am your host, licensed marriage and family therapist, Kiaundra Jackson. And before we get into it, put in the comment section, what are some ways that you have exposed a man's intentions, whether it was good or bad? Let's chat about it in the comment section. The first way to expose a man's true intentions is to pose direct questions about his goals. And for this one, I'm talking about all of his goals: spiritual, financial, relational, emotional. All of those are very important for you to learn and know about him. And don't be afraid to do it, because a man who has clear intentions is going to answer those questions as honestly and as open as he possibly can. Someone who isn't right for you or who has poor motives or intentions, they are going to be doing all the things like avoiding or giving vague answers. The second fastest way to expose a man's true intentions is to see how he handles no and boundaries. Truly, a man who respects your boundaries when you says no has very good intentions. And it also says something real good about his character too, because what he's going to do is he's going to respect that no. He's not going to put pressure on you. He's not going to make you do anything you don't want to do or say anything you don't want to say either. But someone who has ulterior motives is going to guilt trip you, manipulate you, or push you to do things that you've already said no to. The third fastest way to expose a man's true intentions is to see how his words and his actions line up. We've talked about this a lot on my channel. Y'all know I am big on words and actions aligning. You can't say a thing and not do it, and you can't do a thing without saying it either. So for this one, intentions reveal patterns and consistency. So if you notice that he says a thing and does a thing, or he does a thing and says a thing, that's good. But on the opposite side and the flip side, if you notice that he is very wishy-washy and his words and his actions aren't aligning, that's a clear indicator that his intentions may be a little off. Because there seems to be a whole bunch of dishonesty and lack of commitment here, and we ain't got time for that. And before we move on to the list, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Doing those free little things for me helps me to create content like this for you guys every single week. And if you haven't watched part 2 already, because you know there's a part 2, I'm gonna link it up here and put it in the description. Check that one out too. The fourth fastest way for you to expose a man's true intentions is to see how he responds to vulnerability. Yes, y'all already know that vulnerability is a huge and an important part of any type of healthy relationship. So when you share something personal with him or emotional with him, pay attention to how he responds. Is he empathetic? Is he listening? Or is he doing the opposite of those things? Because if this man has real, true intentions that are good, you're going to feel safe, you're going to feel heard, and you're also going to be okay with you sharing more vulnerable aspects of your life and your relationship with him and beyond moving forward. But if the opposite is true, you're going to feel uncomfortable and you're going to feel dismissed. Moving on. The fifth fastest way to expose a man's true intentions is to see how he responds to commitment. Now, if you bring up something long term, say for instance, y'all dating and you talk about committed relationship or exclusive or marriage or anything that is, longer term commitment, and if he's running and if he's hemming and hawing, as I like to say, then you know that his intentions probably aren't good. So I want you to intentionally bring up future plans and things that you want as far as commitment out of your relationship if you are in that phase of your life. Now, if he's vague, if he's dismissive, if he's trying to scoot around the question and not answer it directly, he may not be a serious person overall, or he just may not be serious about you. And if he isn't serious at all, it's okay. He's going to go ahead and scoot on over so we can make room and space for the right person to come into our lives who does have true intentions and want to further the relationship with us. Because one thing that I know for sure is that if a man who is ready and has true intentions, baby, he does not shy away from having those conversations about commitment, future plans. He wants to include you in his world. He wants you to meet his family and his friends. He wants you to learn about him because he's trying to build and establish something with you. There will be no fear and there will be no defensiveness. The sixth fastest way for you to expose a man's intentions is to see how he handles disagreements. Now, conflict is real and it's inevitable, but conflict also reveals character. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be perfect here, but I am saying that he is going to try his very best to communicate with you, to not be rude, dismissive, abusive, toxic, calling you names. I did a video on that last time. He's not going to be doing all of those things. Because don't nobody got time to have a dismissive, aggressive, disrespectful man. Because a man who has true intentions for you and to be with you, he is going to try to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. And last but not least, the 7th fastest way to expose a man's intention is to pay attention and evaluate how he invests his time and energy into you. I don't care how busy a man is, okay? If he is not putting time and energy to spend time with you, to plan dates, to go out, to call you, to text you, to do fill in the blank, baby, he's not really as interested as you think he is. Because if this man is only reaching out to you when it's convenient for him, or when he wants sex, or when he gets bored, or when he wants somebody to talk to you, that's only serving him, and that isn't necessarily serving you. So already this relationship is lopsided and one-sided, and y'all know I am big on reciprocity in relationships across the board. Both parties need to be putting in effort. So honey, make sure that he is prioritizing you and this relationship for the right reasons. So let me give my final thoughts on this. Now, I just want to leave you guys with this information really quickly. A man's intentions and paying attention to that is extremely important. In this day and age, there's a lot going on in the dating realm. Even if you're in a relationship, even if you're married at this point, okay? Know that there are people who lie, who cheat, who manipulate, who hide themselves, who present their representative longer than they need to. And it's important for you to pay attention to all of these things. Don't just think about, all of the good, the butterflies in the stomach, all of those good feelings. I need for you to be real. I need for you to look at those red flags and the yellow ones too, because if not, you're going to find yourself in a situation and being with a man who don't really want to be with you. He's just being with you out of convenience. So I don't want you crying, coming over here saying, Kiaundra, he just used me. I'm going to be like, girl, did you watch part 1 and part 2 of this video? Because if you didn't, I don't know what to tell you. But in all seriousness, I hope you like, comment, and share this with somebody who needs it. We all have a little home girl, okay, who needs this information to help them figure out if the person that they're dating, if they're with, really does have the right motives and intentions. So thank you so much for watching another episode of the Kiaundra Jackson Show. I will see you next time. Be blessed. Bye.